Hello, my name is John Rose, and in this video I'd like to take a closer look at why cooked food is the ultimate trick, or why getting people to eat cooked food is the ultimate trick. And to illustrate my point, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Nimrod. Now, if you don't know who Nimrod is, according to the legend of Midrash, Nimrod was the world's most demonic ruler, and he was also the very first ruler on this planet. And there's an interesting story about how Abraham was born, and he didn't like the idea of Abraham being around, so he ordered every male child to be killed. And they took Abraham and hid him in a cave. But Nimrod finally found him much later. And then something really interesting happened. Nimrod ordered Abraham to do something. Now, what do you think he ordered Abraham to do? This is mind-boggling. Before I tell you what it is, I want you to think about this just for a second before I tell you what it is. What do you think Nimrod ordered Abraham to do? He ordered Abraham to worship fire. And Abraham refused, so Nimrod threw Abraham in the fire, which he liked to do a lot. He was the world's worst ruler for a reason, my friend. He's worshiping fire. Why would he worship fire? Because we can make bad applications with fire. And that's exactly what's happening to us. It's the unwise use of fire that allows us to be manipulated and controlled by people like Nimrod. You see? That's why he wants us to worship it. It destroys, the fire does, fire destroys the biophotons, which is coherent sunlight energy that all living systems store in the nucleus of their cells. And then cells use that coherent sunlight energy to communicate. And this is how you control people. You can control any species this way. Take away one of their big senses, like vision. If I can take away your vision, I can control you. If I can take away your sixth sense, I can control you. Our biophotons are our sixth sense, our spidey sense, and we all have it, but it's very small. But we know when someone's staring at us from behind us, we look and there they are. How do we know that? Because we still have some. If we didn't have any, there'd be no humanity left at all in us. And this is the warm, fuzzy feeling we all search for, but then we turn to the wrong food or sex or drugs or money or relationships thinking that's where it's at. No, we got to get reconnected. We got to bump those biophoton levels up. This is why we got all the other problems. If you don't understand the first cause, if you can't wrap your brain around that, you'll never figure out anything else. You'll never understand how to avoid animal abuse and child abuse because you don't understand why we're abusing animals. You don't understand why we're abusing children. There's something wrong with us. Something wrong with us. And what is it? We're cooking our food. It's the ultimate trick. If you want to control people, give them some cookbooks. I guarantee you, you look into this with an open mind and you'll find what I'm saying is true. Stop cooking your food and you'll notice what I'm talking about. It's so exciting when you bump up your biophotons because things happen to you all the time that you just make you think, wow, how did that happen? I was just thinking that and all of a sudden it manifested. Quantum physicists have proved we live in a world that responds to our thoughts. I loved it when that book, Celestine Prophecy, came out. I just was talking with someone the other day and I knew they had read it and I asked them, they go, yeah. And of course I told them the story that happened to me when that book came out. If you haven't read it yet, it's worth reading. It was self-published within, I forgot what was it, several months, I think, maybe. He has sold like 600,000 copies by word of mouth. But anyway, in that book, it talked about the synchronicity in our lives and how things just seem to happen when you're thinking about them, you know, and how we start realizing that. And he said that people come into your lives for a reason. They're there to tell you a story. You got to look for it. So what I would do when I'd go places, especially like Whole Foods, where I think more people would have read that book, I look around at people and I can tell they're looking for people. And I go up to them and I say, you've read the Celestine Prophecy, haven't you? And they go, how'd you know? It's pretty obvious, actually, if you do what I do all day long. I look at all you guys all day long. It's all I do, man. I'm obsessed with you guys. I want to help you. You know I do. And I know a lot of things I tell you challenge your belief system, but what most of us don't know is we can't trust our belief system. And when you understand the story of Nimrod, if you want to understand it better, read The Curse of Canaan by Yusuf Mullins. And what you'll find in this book is that all conspiracies are satanic. And these people have usurped our educational system for the last 3 years by way of usurping the priesthood. Why? Because they're Satanists. Oh, there's no Satan. They believe there's a Satan and they're worshiping him. And that's why we live in hell, my friends. That's why they want you to worship fire. Think about that. Why would someone be ordered to worship fire? It's the unwise use of fire that's destroying our whole lives. And once again, if you can't recognize that, and if you have any courage in you at all to go where few have gone, do the first of my 3-step process. And you wait and see what happens. I know what's going to happen. I've coached too many of you guys. I've done it over 1,200 days in the last 24 years. I know what it does to me. And I've seen what it does to you guys. That's why I get so excited. Why do you think I get so passionate? If you guys could hear the conversations that I have with my students, you will understand that. But guess what? That's what this channel is going to do. That's why I don't want a bunch of bullshit in here to distract the great testimonies of you guys doing this. So keep up the great work. I love the way this channel is going. I've got some great trim tabs out there that are part of the solution, and they realize it. They get all the things I'm saying. And a lot of people don't get some of the things I say. I'll agree about piece 1, but at piece 3, I can't buy that. Well, I talked about those 17 groups the other day. Even if you know about the knowledge we need about a raw vegan diet, and you know that we have psychopaths ruling the world, a lot of people still can't quite see the connection. And most people don't want to see the connection. And that's why the 17th group among those 17 groups are the ones that understand that most of our problems come about from eating the wrong food. And they understand that we can't get the message out because there are people controlling everything and brainwashing us to never even look into things because we already think we know because we got so many references that support the belief. And when you understand how this is enemy number 1, then you understand that we have to do damage control based on what they do. Don't get distracted in who they are. That's what they're going to try to do. It's them, it's them, it's them. Yeah, let's focus on all the information that doesn't matter. All that matters is if we're going to go downstream, let's just undo the damage they've done. And remember, we can't do that unless we go upstream. We got to get reconnected. We got to correct the fall of mankind. Cooked food is the ultimate trick. We're being conned, we're being duped. So dark, the con of man. All you got to do is cook your food. How can I prove it? You want scientific proof? You be the proof. There's nothing I can say to prove anything to you. And if you believe in studies, you're a bigger fool than you think you are. Then you know you are. Then I think you are. Then you are. Who knows what I'm trying to say right now, but I think you got my point. We got to realize we've all been tricked. We got to realize we got so much bullshit bombarded in our brain that we're going to automatically hear certain stories and have a knee-jerk emotional response and go, oh my God, I can't believe that guy's talking like that. And yes, we have to understand that piece of the puzzle. But as Joseph Campbell says, we don't want to give too much energy to it. I even identify that as one of my problems of knowledge, as one of the wrong approaches. We have to recognize it, but don't give too much energy to working downstream because the energy goes upstream getting reconnected. That's where our energy needs to be. That's number 1. And most people that are focusing on piece number 3, that dark side to our behavior that's controlling us, the darkest of them, they don't understand that they got to get reconnected to really solve that problem. Once again, if you understand what the first cause means, it means that without the first cause, most of what else has happened would not have happened. You won't accept that, but if you do think about the consequences, then everything I'm saying is true, right? There's got to be a first cause. Every culture on this planet talks about it. They refer to it as the fall of mankind. We used to have a golden age. Now we're in the dark ages. We're still in the dark ages. And it's only going to get worse unless enough of us can get everyone's attention and help them realize that there's a whole nother level out there for all of us to go. We found the directions. We've gone where few have gone. We want to rise ourselves above the ideas of the time. We want to stop gliding with the stream of the crowd and turn this hell that we created back into the paradise it was. And what is paradise? Simply a place where we're not making mistakes and we're satisfying all of our needs. We're not doing that. Cooking is not something good. Oh, you get more of this and more of that. Well, duh. Come on, man. You get a few extra nutrients and you lose all the rest. Whatever deceives men seems to produce a magical enchantment. Plato, John Rose, you're under the hunger spell. If you feel an all-gone feeling down here, what does that mean? You're under the hunger spell. You're not supposed to feel anything down here. If you do, you're eating what the devil wants you to eat, if I could say that and get away with it. Somebody wants you to eat it. Who could it be? Nimrod? His descendants? Question everything, even what I say. There's only one way you can do it. Test it. Test this idea that can transform our planet. Go down below into the description box. You can listen to the Dr. Roba interview on day 21 when I was coaching him, and he was on fire. You can watch the Deborah Duncan show and watch women lose varicose veins and bunions, get rid of gout, fibromyalgia, be the best athlete. This is an exciting time to live because we can all take ourselves to another level and be the best that we can be. And if we do that, if enough of us do it, just think what's going to happen. Just think about it. If 1 out of 10 people are doing a solid food vacation, what's going to happen? Think about it. Think about it. I know what's going to happen. Everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you see someone, good chance you might know them, especially in small communities, and you go, oh my God, look at them, look at them, look at them, look at them, look at them. I want a piece of that. I'd be a fool not to take a piece of that, and look how fast it happened. God, I'm telling you, there is only one thing stronger than all the armies in the world. It's an idea. Time has come. The idea is to correct the fall of mankind. It happened long ago. How did it happen? Who knows? Don't get distracted. Realize we can't go back the way we came. We got to find knowledge we're missing and apply it. And that's where you can test an idea. Time has come. So go down below. Click on to those videos I told you about. And hang tight because you're in for a treat.